Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida and New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I want to talk about 5 benefits or 5 reasons to take self-care breaks. I know I mentioned it before, and whenever you talk about self-care breaks, people always tell you, hey, they don't have time, they're busy, this is going on, that is going on. And so today I want to talk about 5 benefits, or at least 5 reasons that people should take self-care breaks. The first is that you come back refreshed. When especially I use this one with people who say they're busy or they don't have time because or they have so much going on, because when you take a self-care break, you take that time to invest in yourself. You take that time to take care of yourself. People generally come back so refreshed with so much energy that they are so much more efficient, that they do a lot more in those few weeks after they come back than they were doing and maybe even months before they went on their break. So just being a self-care break gives you an opportunity to refresh and refuel. And just as as when you take the time and you take your car to the mechanic and get it all nice and taken care of, and when they do all fix all the plugs and tighten all the belts, the car runs better. When the car is running on E and it starts to putter on the road and you go and you get a full tank of gas, that car runs better. That's what the self-care break does for the human body. The same it when you take the time and give it the fuel that it needs, give it the rest that it needs, give it that little TLC that it needs, it performs a lot better for us. You come back so refreshed, you come back energized, you see things differently, your eyes are better, your everything just seems better if you after you've had a self-care break. 2. Priorities often shift. When people go on that self-care break, they get to the opportunity to get a lot more introspection happens. You get to the time to think and really realize and analyze what you're doing, where you are, that you really get to think. You really get that space, that time for yourself where it's about you. And sometimes people come back with different priorities where you may have been focused all your time, all your energy on one project or one part of your life, and you realize, hey, there is something else that is more important to me that I'm neglecting. It helps you it gives you the opportunity to really hone in on your on your priorities. It really helps you figure out and decide and see what really is important to you. So, and a lot of times you may go into a self-care break as one person and then come back with very different priorities. 3. People are more effective and a lot more efficient after self-care breaks. As I mentioned, self-care breaks give your body an opportunity to refuel and renew and refresh. So when you come back, you're looking at things with fresh eyes. You're looking at things from different perspectives. And generally, people after their break will come back so much more efficient. So a lot of time, if you see that you're working on projects and you're feeling too tired, maybe you're putting in 10-hour days and not really getting as much of the results as you would like, it may be an indication that you need a self-care break. When I write, sometimes I'll and I always encourage clients and other people to do the same thing. If you find that you're spending a lot more time on a project and you're not getting the results that you need, it may mean that, hey, you need a break from it. And sometimes that self-care break is a little bit of a break from the everyday life that we're investing in. And you take the time and you step back and you look at things and you have the newer ideas and you have all that aha moments and all those things. And you come back and you're much more efficient. Much more effective because your body is rested, your mind is rested, and you have all sorts of great ideas. 4. It reduces the risk of burnouts. Our society has this thing of keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. No, you're not quite dead, so you can still go another minute. We will push people, employers, pretty much most of the people in your life will push you to the point to your breaking point. And we have accepted that as long as I'm still standing, I have more to give. And sometimes we get to that point of many people allow themselves to get to the point of burnout before they stop. If you keep giving, if you keep saying, I have more to give, I promise you, they will take. Society, your employer, your family, your friends. If you keep giving, people will take. But if you want, self-care break reduces burnout by allowing you to step back, take that moment to refuel, take that moment to refresh before you can continue on. Because a lot of times what happens is you allow yourself to burn out. A burnout is not that when you are burnt out, it's not about refresh and refuel. It's about healing. It's about repair. It's about recuperating. And that takes a lot more investment. It takes more work. It takes more resources. It's harder to fix than to prevent. I think that's an ounce of prevention, and I don't remember the saying, but that it goes with that. It's a lot better to prevent yourself from getting to that burnout point than to have to come back from burning out. So a self-care break is a great way to help you make sure that your body is constantly well maintained, that you're providing that regular maintenance that your body and your brain and you need in order to prevent that burnout. And finally, the fun in the discoveries. We don't usually take time for ourselves. We don't usually give ourselves the opportunity to just sit and be and explore and get to know ourselves and get to discover things and get to figure out what we're about, figure out what makes us excited, figure out what makes us tick, figure ourselves out. The introspection, the calm, just the space that you get from the self-care break. You can be so much fun, and you can discover so many different things. You can discover a lot about yourself. You can discover a lot about the people around you. The discoveries and the fun is worth it. So if for no other reason, because it can be a lot of fun and because you can get to discover so many different things, it's worth taking the time. And because whether you're working for yourself or you're working for someone else, we have that time. We have especially people who work for an employer, we have all those sick days that we just keep, that just stay there, that don't go anywhere. And you wait until you are sick. When you're sick, you're not really fully utilizing those sick days because you're sick in bed. Whereas if you took a few sick days and used a few sick days for a self-care break, you would get to use the day on a day that you're actually feeling good, and you can do something fun. You can do something purposeful and something good that benefits your health. I don't know, I'm not an HR person, but I think that would be a good way to use the sick day as a way to prevent yourself from being sick, so that, you could use your sick day for fun things. Let's do a quick recap. 1, taking a self-care break helps you come back. When you can take a self-care break, you come back refreshed, and that helps you in so many different ways. 2, when you take self-care breaks, a lot of times people come back with different priorities because it's given you time to think through things and realize, hey, maybe this is what I want, or maybe this is not what I want. 3, people are a lot more effective and a lot more efficient after self-care breaks because you've had an opportunity to step back. You've had an opportunity to refresh and refuel. So now you see things from a different perspective, and you sometimes have the great brilliant idea that you couldn't come up with before. And now that you're looking at it with fresh eyes, you can come up with those. 4, it reduces the risk of burnout because if you keep going, eventually your body's going to make you take a break. But if you take the break before your body makes you, then you could use it for a fun thing as opposed to just laying in bed trying to recover. And finally, the fun and the discoveries. Self-care breaks give you an opportunity to explore, discover, and just have fun. It could be so exciting if you just take a few days, take a week to yourself and just be and get to know you and just see what comes out of it. As always, if you or someone you know happens to be going through something that's more than you can handle, please remember that even right now when things are so chaotic, there are professionals like myself who are available, able, and willing to help, and are even providing remote services. So please figure out who those people are in your community so that if you need them, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.